This story will break your heart, but save your soul. I want to share with you a story about how one mistake, one act of disobedience, one moment of false compassion can destroy a life, and not just your own, but the lives of those closest to you. This is a story about how an astral infection, like a worm, burrows into the roots of a family tree, poisoning everything in its path. I want to tell you why you should never reach out to those who have strayed from the spiritual path. This story will make you think twice before extending a helping hand to someone who may already be lost to the light. My friend, let's call her Alice, was bright, strong, but proud. She always thought she knew better than anyone else. Her ego was like a fortress, impossible to break. We started our spiritual journey together in the same school, dreaming of light, of service, of changing the world. But Alice always chose her own way. She refused guidance, ignored the mentor's advice. Her words were a direct challenge.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your events. I already understand everything. I can be my own guru.
She argued with the tutors, criticized their methods, and even used our classes to promote her own training programs and products from a spiritual store. Her pride was so overwhelming that she led other disciples astray. She convinced them that
the power is already within you. You don't need mentors. Your guru is yourself.
She spoke with such confidence that many began to doubt their own path. Alice became a magnet for those easily influenced. She promised them freedom, but in reality, she was leading them into an abyss. And then, one day, she left our spiritual school. Abruptly, without explanation, she stopped attending classes and rejected everything she had once learned. Her final words were,
I have no time for your school anymore. God is within me. I already know everything. Your school is just a cult.
She left, leaving a trail of destruction behind her. I saw her losing her way. I saw how her ego, her pride, and her sense of self-importance completely consumed her. I could feel that dark forces had taken hold of her, but I couldn't let her go. I felt sorry for her. I thought I could bring her back to the path of light. Although my mentors warned me,
do not speak to her. You will only harm yourself.
I didn't listen. I thought my compassion, my love, could save her. We continued to talk. I tried to gently remind her about spirituality, about God, about what she had once been searching for, but every time she would smirk and say,
Haven't you figured it out yet? I don't need this. I already know everything.
I could feel her energy, her darkness, seeping into my life, but I couldn't stop it. I thought I was saving her. And then it began. At first, I felt my energy draining. I became weak, empty. My spiritual practices no longer brought me joy. I started losing my connection with God. Then came the illnesses, terrible migraines that kept me from sleeping. I would lie in bed, unable to move, feeling as though my head was trapped in an iron vise. Insomnia, fainting spells, exhaustion. This became my reality. Then problems with my daughter began. We argued constantly. Her outbursts, her accusations, her hatred toward me. It was unbearable. My daughter left home, dropping out of school. I felt powerless. My life was falling apart before my eyes. And then my dog Jessie fell ill. She wasn't just a pet. She was family. We all loved her so much. But suddenly, she started coughing up blood. We took her to every veterinarian, but nothing helped. Jessie died in my arms. I cried for 3 days, unable to accept the loss. She was like my child, and I felt that her death was my fault. Some time passed, and at one of the family gatherings, I saw all my relatives discussing their illnesses. My aunt had been diagnosed with cancer, and others were struggling with chronic diseases. The entire room was filled with pain and suffering. Then my grandmother, who was known in the family for her clairvoyance, came up to me. She took my hand and looked into my eyes. Her gaze was filled with sorrow.
"My child,"
she said,
"your aura is tainted. You have brought darkness upon our family. It came through the one you were speaking to, the one who strayed from the spiritual path."
I felt the ground vanish beneath my feet. My grandmother told me that the astral infection I had absorbed from Alice had spread deep into the roots of our family tree. It had reached my loved ones, bringing sickness, misfortune, and even death. I realized that this was all my fault. My disobedience, my foolishness, my false compassion had destroyed my life and the lives of those I loved. I immediately went to the mentor of our spiritual school. I cried, I repented, I begged for forgiveness. She looked at me with her deep, loving eyes, and in them I saw no judgment, no reproach, only love and support. She warned me that I would now have to work long and hard to cleanse my family's karma.
The astral infection has penetrated too deeply,
she said.
You will have to go through many spiritual practices, conduct healing sessions, and work tirelessly to restore your ancestral line. This will take years.
At that moment, I understood the price of my mistake. I had lost my daughter. I had lost Jessie. I had brought illness into my family, and all of it because I had ignored the warnings of my mentors and continued my connection with Alice. In that instant, I realized how crucial it is never to betray your spiritual path, how vital it is to follow every piece of guidance given by the Force. It changed me completely. Every day I repented. I followed every instruction, every practice, striving to restore the harmony and understanding that had once flourished in my family, thanks to the events and practices. Dear sisters, this story is my warning to you. I wrote it so you would never make the same mistakes. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones and your spiritual path. Remember that the light is always with you, as long as you remain faithful to it. Through everything that has happened to me, I have come to understand why we must never engage with those who have strayed from the spiritual path. The first reason is weak energetic immunity. A person who has left the spiritual path is infected with astral infection. Their energy field is broken and they become a source of darkness. If your energetic immunity is weak, you can easily become infected. Only mentors and guides of power, those with strong protection, can communicate with such people without putting themselves in danger. The second reason is the risk of losing your spiritual path. The dark spirits that have taken hold of those who have strayed will try to pull you away as well. They will plant thoughts in your mind, convincing you that you don't need mentors or a spiritual school, that you can be your own guru. Remember, dear ones, this is a trap. If you give in, you will lose not only this life, but also the opportunity for spiritual development for many incarnations to come. You will lose thousands of years of your existence if you follow the lead of dark forces and stray from the spiritual path. And the third reason why you should not communicate with those who have left the spiritual path is the danger it poses to your lineage. My dear, astral infection can penetrate the very roots of your family tree, bringing with it illness, misfortune, and even death. In doing so, you are endangering not only yourself, but also your loved ones. And this is something you will never forgive yourself for. That is why you must always, always follow the light. Always listen to the guidance of the guides of power. and trust your heart. Do not repeat my mistakes. Do not engage with those who have strayed from the spiritual path. They carry darkness within them, a darkness that can destroy your life and the lives of your loved ones. Trust your mentors, heed their advice, and do not let false compassion lead you to disaster. Remember, beloved ones, you must always be where the light is, where love, joy, and happiness dwell. As often as possible, strive to visit events at places of power. Attend group sessions regularly. Help form great circles of love so that love and happiness may spread throughout your entire city, so that light may enter every home, every family. Let there be more and more light, goodness, and understanding until it fills the entire planet. Feel within yourself the light that reaches toward the higher. Wish for spiritual development, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones, your family, and all people in this world. And remember, you are the bearer of this light, the light of wisdom, within your hands and your heart. Share it generously. Help all those who seek light and love. Remember, you are guided on the spiritual path by the guides of light, by spiritual mentors. Hold onto their hand firmly. And with your other hand, lead those who also wish to grow, to make this world a better place. Only together can we save this world. May light, strength, and love fill every home, every family, and each one of us. Please share my story with anyone who has doubts. Let all those who seek the light hear it. I wish you all happiness, my dear ones. And remember, happiness is in our hands. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more miraculous stories. May a miracle happen in your life, too.
In our extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. A thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light. Help people, and God will help you.